What's going on, all you Minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, and join me today for your DC solicitations for May of 2023 in collected edition format. We got some Omnis and Absolutes. That's right, baby. DC's back. Let's do it. And welcome back, everybody. Now, these are the solicits for collected editions only for the month of May of 2023. There are some single issues that are being released. As a matter of fact, this is starting the DC New Dawn era. So it's a new era for DC, kind of like New 52 and Rebirth. We've seen a couple of titles already leaked. Really excited about Peacemaker and Batman and the Brave and the Bold and things like that. But we are here to talk about collected editions, and I'm very excited to see a lot of things back in here. There are some reprints, absolutes, and they're surprising, and Omnibus. And one that has shown up, canceled, but back again. And one that has been rumored to be there. Well, you saw the thumbnail, you know what it's there, but we're going to be looking at the content and the price. So let's go ahead and get started. But before I do, smash that like button, please. That goes a long way for us, and it's a very small thing you can do. If you're enjoying these type of videos, think about subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, we do put out videos every day. And a big thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Seriously, cannot be doing it without you wonderful people. And let's go ahead and get started with The Human Target, Volume 2. This collects the rest of the Tom King Human Target book. And this is a standard size hardcover for $29.99, 232 pages. That cover by Greg Smallwood, my goodness. This collects the Human Target 7 through 12, so it's the remaining run, and I'm sure there'll be a deluxe edition sometime. It's a price, we didn't go trade paperback with that yet. Swamp Thing, Green Hell from Jeff Lemire and Doug Mankey. Very excited for that one too. That's part of the DC Black Label line. And it looks to be the dimensions of those magazine type of books. It is a hardcover for $29.99, collecting the Green Hell 1 through 3. And love that cover, man. Suicide Squad, Get Joker. Brian Azzarello teaming up now with Alex Maleev to tell this Black Label line. So the Black Label, of course, are sometimes stories out of continuity. Sometimes they're in continuity. I really think it depends on the writer or creative team or how important or how well the story does. But that's no different than anything else that DC and Marvel hasn't done in the past before. This collects a 3-issue miniseries, $24.99, and it is a softcover edition. Batman vs. Robin, a book I have been so eagerly awaiting. Mark Waid, Mahmoud Asrar, Scott Goldwinski, and this collects the 5-issue miniseries of Batman vs. Robin. Why are they fighting? Which Robin are we talking about? Well, looking at that cover. Is that Damian's new outfit? Okay, that's pretty cool. This one is a hardcover. It is a standard size hardcover for $29.99, and it has 248 pages. And down here, I'm also putting the dates that they are due out. Of course, all that is subject to change. Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City. Very interesting cover there. That one is by Greg Capullo, but the artwork in here is by Abel. So this is an original graphic novel. And this is split between modern-day Gotham City and Gotham City of 1847. And it reveals a Court of Owls sort of storyline in here. 152 pages, $24.99. And rest assured, if it doesn't say deluxe edition, more than likely it's a standard size hardcover. Batman the Knight, with a K. Chip Zdarsky, Carmine Di Giandomenico. Sure. I'm so sorry, Carmen. 1 through 10 of this series, 320 pages, standard size hardcover, $39.99. That cover is so gorgeous. Love the red tones too. Here's a character I forgot about, but apparently she's still making miniseries. So Punchline, the Gotham game by Tini Howard and Blake Howard. And this collects the 6-issue miniseries of Punchline. Now, I want to say that, yeah, this is a miniseries. It's not an ongoing series. It is a hardcover, surprisingly, $24.99. And I don't mean surprisingly like, oh, Punchline sucks. I mean surprisingly like, wow, there's some other characters that I'm surprised they didn't go the hardcover route with, but they went with Punchline. Okay, not hating on her. I know very little about her. Batman, One Bad Day, Catwoman. This is where you're going to find the One Bad Day books, by the way. This is the one by G. Willow Wilson. Jamie McKelvey doing the artwork with that fine cover right there. And the release date for that one is 7/18. Then we also have Batman One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze. Oh, that cover. That's Matteo Scalera, who did Black Science. Jerry Duggan is writing that one. And One Bad Day, Bane, Joshua Williamson. Howard Porter, big fan of Howard Porter's artwork, all the way back to the days of The Flash and Justice League. And that is an awesome cover. Clayface is getting One Bad Day. That one is by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, who are the writers on Captain America, and that first trade paperback was freaking solid. Although people told me that the second story arc drops a little bit, but I enjoy the hell out of that one. And that one is 88 pages. Oh, I think all these are 88 pages, if I'm not mistaken. These are all hardcover, by the way. And remember, the last solicitations I did, there was a box set that came with one book. I think it was The Riddler, One Bad Day, The Riddler. And then you could fill these in. So you can buy the box set with the Riddler and then slip these in there. One Bad Day, Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul, depending on whether you watch the animated series or not. Tom Taylor, Ivan Reis, and Danny Mickey. That cover. Wow, that is so badass. Oh, man, that is my favorite Bat villain. And, of course, you can get all 8 of the Batman One Bad Day graphic novels in one set right there, plus collecting Batman the Killing Joke with its original colors. Because that's the idea, right? That's where it came from. One Bad Day came from the Joker's origin story, or Alan Moore's version of the Joker origin story. This one's $159.99, and it is, all of them are hardcover, standard size hardcover, but it is a box set, and you can purchase them that way. Young Alfred, Payne and the Butler. It's Young Alfred Adventures. These are the ones that are geared more towards kids. It's an actual digest-sized book by Michael Northrop and Sam Lotfi. Now, that's not the only young adult books we're getting. We're actually getting new copies of Teen Titans Raven and Teen Titans Beast Boy, Teen Titans Beast Boy Loves Raven, and Teen Titans Robin. Now, these new printings of these books are going to have a connecting cover. So all of them will have connecting covers, so you can put them all together into one pretty book, or I guess one 4-volume book set. I don't know what I'm saying. You can put all of them like that, and the covers connect. Pretty cool. So they are rebranding those and putting them back out. Each one of these is $16.99 from 192 pages to 208 pages. Superman Camelot Falls. Oh, yes. One of the most underrated Superman series right after Infinite Crisis, when Kurt Busiek was relaunching this title with Fabian Nicieza and, of course, Jeff Johns. But Carlos Pacheco and Jesus Merino teaming up with Kurt Busiek to tell this beautiful story, collecting Superman 654 to 658, 662 to 664, and 667, as well as Superman Annual Uncanny Immortal Pretty One Day, number 13. And there is a new introduction by Kurt Busiek. I'm just surprised they're going deluxe hardcover with that one. I didn't think a lot of people liked it. I think once people read it, they're going to be like, oh, wow, that was a really good story. And it's such a good, almost a good jumping on point, because it is after Infinite Crisis, and it was the time that DC decided to let people know the characters a little bit more. This one has 256 pages, and it's $39.99. Crisis on Multiple Earths Book 3 is finally in the solicits with that beautiful cover by Kevin Nolan. $39.99. This is the softcover version. The hardcover came out years ago. And 472 pages, collecting Justice League of America 171 and 172, 183 to 185, 195 to 197, 207 to 209, 219 and 220, 231 and 232, and All-Star Squadron 14 and 15, as well as DC Comics Presents Annual Number 1. So I'm happy that that is finally coming out. That has been a long time in the making. The Deceased box set, not an omnibus like a lot of people thought they were going to go for, but they are going to do a box set collecting all 4 of the books that have been released so far, all of them in softcover, and $100 is the retail price of that box set. The complete adventures of the Dark Knight and the Heroes in a Half Shell are finally back in omnibus format. Now, this is one of the books that had been previously in the catalog, then solicited, then canceled, and back in the catalog, then it was removed, and now it's back. Now it's back in the catalog, and it's back in the solicitations. It's still $100, 576 pages, collecting the first 3 Ninja Turtles Batman crossover. You have a Kevin Eastman cover right there. Actually, I think he did some of the artwork in there with Freddie Williams the second, and James Tynion doing the writing in there. What it doesn't collect is the animated series, and I was hoping the last time it got canceled that they would collect the Adventures version, which is the animated series version of Batman and Ninja Turtles. I thought that would have been a nice addition to that omnibus. So that one is now coming out 7/11/2023. At least it's back in the catalog, and at least it's back in the solicit. So it gives me a lot of hope that this time around it comes out. I mean, from the looks of the catalog, it looks a lot fuller. So I have a lot of high hopes for these books. All right. Absolute Batman Court of Owls is coming out, known as the 2023 edition. So this collects the Batman 1 through 11 of the New 52 era. So Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And you also have the script and pencils to Batman #1. There's an introduction by Scott Snyder. So it looks to be a straight up reprint of what was previously collected as an Absolute edition. $125, 360 pages. Absolute Preacher Volume 2. I had no idea those went out of print until a few of you all messaged me asking me if they were going to come back to print. And yes, they are. So this is the 2023 edition, collecting issues 27 through 40. And it also collects Saint of Killers, Cassidy, Blood and Whiskey, One Man's War, The Good Old Boys, and the story of You Know Who. Now, I'm a big fan of this series. That is why I own it in absolute format. There's also 2 omnibus editions if you want to go down that road. There's deluxe editions and trade paperbacks. I definitely suggest reading it first, though. Either trying it out through DC Universe. I know it's the home of collected editions, but sometimes it's okay to try out things digitally to see if it's even for you. Because when I mention it, you know, people have seen my top 10 favorite Vertigo titles, and it's there, and it will forever be there. Tends to be a lot blasphemous at times, but my gosh, that ending still hits. That ending is still one of the best comic book endings. I love that line. That's all I will say about that. All right, let's keep going with this. So we need one more to wrap that up. And speaking of one more, Absolute Transmetropolitan Volume 2 back in print. By the way, I didn't mention Absolute Preacher is $150, and it has 720 pages. As well as Absolute Transmetropolitan Volume 2 is $150. This one has 544 pages. This collects issues 19 through 39 and the one-shot special, The Filth of the City. So this is Derek Robertson and Warren Ellis, and regarded as one of the best, if not the best, work that they did together. And it is a phenomenal read if you've not read it. And I always leave it up to my viewers to decide whether they want to purchase something or not, because a creator is attached to the project or a creator actually made the project. So something like this with Warren Ellis's name attached. Completely respect the people that can't support anything he does, but I also completely respect the people that can separate the artist from the art and realize that there's other people that worked and put this together. So if you've not read it, it's a freaking phenomenal read. There's one more volume available. That's the big one that a lot of people want reprinted, but hey, almost there. Batman Arkham Catwoman. So this looks to be a collection of different titles that just feature Catwoman heavily, whether you're talking about Batman #1 or 355, and then the miniseries Catwoman from 1989. Then you have some of the, that's the Jim Ballant era. Then you have the Ed Brubaker era in there. So it does have a lot of different stories that are about Selina Kyle. So you do have work in there from Ed Brubaker and Mindy Newell. Moving on to Batman Detective Comics, Volume 2, Fear State. Mariko Tamaki, Dan Mora. Love that dude's artwork. I didn't realize how fast he was. Collecting Detective Comics 1040 to 1046. Batman Secret Files, The Huntress. And this one's 240 pages, $19.99. It is a soft cover. DC vs. Vampire All Out War Part 1. Matthew Rosenberg and Alex Paknadel are the creators behind this. So this collects DC vs. Vampires All Out War 1 through 3 and DC vs. Vampires Hunters. And that is a hardcover, 128 pages. DC Mech is also coming out in hardcover format. And this collects the 6-issue miniseries where the characters are in giant robots. Oh, I read the first issue. This is by Kenny Porter and Valdemar Rivas, and I loved it. I had a lot of fun with that one. Actually, Melanie reviewed the first issue with me. I thought it was great. So if you like giant robots, if you like comics about giant robots, because there's a lot of throwback, without spoiling it, if you're a fan of, let's see here, how do I, the Go Nagai series of robots, Gurren Lagann, so the Gaian X era of robots, you're going to love this. Deathstroke Incorporated, Volume 1, King of the Supervillains, Joshua Williamson and Howard Porter. Didn't know that they were working on that. So collecting Deathstroke Incorporated 1 through 7, Batman Urban Legends number 6. This is a softcover, $19.99. Now, the biggie. Let's talk about this book. Green Lantern Corps by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, Omnibus Volume 1. Now, Peter Tomasi made it on social media. Of course, he made it. What am I talking about? He made a statement that there's going to be 2 volumes. My fear was, with a title like by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, I immediately thought, oh no, they're going to leave out Green Lantern Recharge. And they're going to jump right into the ongoing series and skip issues that aren't by Patrick Gleason or Peter Tomasi. Okay, so let's find out together. By the way, one more thing. If you're not familiar with this series, this is a series that launched in 2005, 2006, whereas Green Lantern Rebirth was 2004, 2005. Because of the popularity of Green Lantern, Hal Jordan was back, and this is kind of a more redemption arc. This is kind of a, we're getting the band back together. All the classic Lanterns are coming back in one way or another. So it's the sister title to Green Lantern by Jeff Johns. So if you have those Omnis, this is the one that it crosses over with. And as a matter of fact, at times, as much as I love Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, this surpassed it in storytelling. But this collects Green Lantern Corps Recharge. That's right, baby. The 5-issue miniseries is in there. Green Lantern Corps 1 through 3, 7 through 38. We'll come back to that. Green Lantern 21 through 25. The Sinestro Corps Special. And stories from Showcase 95, 7 through 8. Blackest Night Tales of the Sinestro Corps 1 through 3. And Untold Tales of Blackest Night number 1. So first of all, let's just rejoice that we're actually getting a Green Lantern Corps Omnibus. This thing has been talked about by Peter Tomasi for at least 6 years. He was, I remember interviewing him, he was like, oh, it's definitely coming. And, you know, DC is going to make it here in the next year or so. Or so is more like it. Amazing. Yes. I'm so excited. Still going to get it. Let's talk about what it's missing, because really, it's not missing a lot, but it would be nice if issues 4 through 6 were added in there. And those issues were all by Dave Gibbons. They feature the character of Guy Gardner. Now, Dave Gibbons kick-started the title with Jeff Johns with Green Lantern Recharge. That's when a lot of the characters came back to the title. And yeah, you had characters like, well, that's a spoiler, so let's just go with, no, he came back before that. You have Kilowog in there, Kyle Rayner, you've got Jon Stewart, and you've got, of course, Guy Gardner. Ganthet plays a big role in here. There's a couple of new characters. Some of them have ties to Sinestro. So very cool. But those 3 issues would be nice to add. The thing that I was hoping that nobody else probably hopes they add are the Sinestro Corps, Tales of the Sinestro Corps books that were not in the Green Lantern by Jeff Johns omnibus. That omnibus only had the Superman Prime one-shot. The Tales of the Sinestro Corps had other one-shots, though. It had the Ion one-shot, it had the Parallax one-shot, and it had the Anti-Monitor one-shot. I wish those had been added to this to kind of just flesh it out a little bit, but honestly, it doesn't need it. Ion would have been nice just because of Kyle Rayner, but I'm just happy that it's coming. So with issue 38, this takes us right up to Blackest Night. So the beginning of Blackest Night will be in the next Omnibus. Now, some of those issues, of course, have been collected in the Green Lantern or Blackest Night Omnibus. Now, I'm still happy about that. It's $150, 1,240 pages, and coming out on 8/1/2023. Very excited, obviously. I needed to stop and talk about it. I Am Batman. How awesome was that to see in the trailer, huh? To hear that voice. Volume 1, John Ridley, Olivier Coipel, and Steven Segovia, collecting I Am Batman 0 through 5. It is a soft cover and $17.99. I got so excited when I saw the name, but I didn't see the picture because they send them in different files. Sword of Azrael. Not the Sword of Azrael I wanted, but it is a soft cover. Apparently there's a new series that collects Dark Knight of the Soul, or yeah, Sword of Azrael, Dark Knight of the Soul number 1, and Sword of Azrael 1 through 6. I don't know if it's Jean-Paul Valley, and it's got to do anything to do with the St. Dumas. I'm not sure, maybe. Teen Titans Go Box Set 2, The Hungry Games. So this collects the rest of the Teen Titan volumes, the Teen Titans Go volumes, rather. Flash number 18, volume 18, The Search for Barry Allen. I've heard so many great things about this run so far, and I cannot wait to read it. Collecting issues 780 to 789. The Joker Presents, a puzzle box in softcover format, $24.99, 248 pages. And The Unwritten, forgot about that. I'm excited about this one too. The Unwritten Compendium, Volume 1. Mike Carey, Peter Gross. This is the same team that gave you Lucifer. And they did this book, and it's such an underrated book. This collects issues 1 through 30, plus the graphic novel, Tommy Taylor and the Ship That Sank Twice. 984 pages, $59.99. And it is a softcover, because it is a compendium. And Young Justice Targets. And that is a original graphic novel, 144 pages. It's a softcover for $16.99. So, that's it. But the book that gets the near mint condition seal of approval this time around, Green Lantern Corps, baby. Of course. Oh my gosh, been waiting years for that. Now, when these books come up for pre-order, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltzcomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was it. That was the collected edition solicitations for the month of May of 2023. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited about, what would get your seal of approval, and what you think about the mapping, the covers of some of these books. If you're hoping they do more direct market covers for these omnis, what other omnis and absolute editions do you want to see back to print or new things? This was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Smash that like button on the way out. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.